Matt Stepp, Dave Campbell's Texas football here in El Paso, Texas, here with the head coach of the Pebble Hills Spartans, Coach Ryan Warner, after a 55-26 win over El Paso Socorro, remaining unbeaten in district play. Coach, first off, congratulations.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Coming out, you guys come out of the box hot. You jumped on them early, ran out to a 42-6 halftime lead. Thought your offense was clicking on all cylinders, particularly the running game. I thought your offensive line did a great job, and Quarles had a big game. Just your offensive line, how key are they going to be if you're going to be able to win those games come playoff time?
Yeah, that's everybody knows. That's where it starts in the trenches. You have to, on both sides of the ball, that offensive line, defensive line have to hold tough. I thought our offensive line responded well, given the creases, enough for Z, who's got amazing balance. He's got amazing vision to take advantage of that.
Your sophomore quarterback, Joe Fernandez, I thought made some really nice throws. He threw one in the bucket right down here in the corner of the end zone, a great throw. How is his development? When you're playing a sophomore at the quarterback position, we all know it's the most important position on the field. His development as a sophomore, he's starting to look like a seasoned veteran out there. How pleased are you with his development?
You know what? I'm really pleased with Joe. He doesn't get enough credit. This kid stepping in, like you said, as a sophomore, we're not wanting to put too much on his plate early. I think he's got a handle of the offense, making plays as far as different RPOs, different reads that we have, and taking advantage of it. The arm talent that he has is exceptional. It's only going to get better. What really helps him, obviously, is leaning on Quarles to give him the space he needs to go to work. But the future is definitely bright for that young man.
Defensively, I've heard a lot about Dorian Jaramillo, and I know he's the heartbeat of your defense. He's a heck of a player. On the first series of the game, third down, he made a big hit to force a punt there. I know you just got to coach him this year. How special of a player is he?
He's a special player. He's a special person. I was able to actually know Dorian when he was a little, when I worked with his dad at Franklin High School and watched him grow up. And he's exceptional. He really is the pulse of the team. He's the pulse of the defense. He's the one that gets us going. The film study, everything that he does to prepare, you can see the results Thursdays and Fridays when we come out here. I really am fortunate to take over and have Dorian as a leader of our defense.
I know the second half you rotated a lot of guys in. You talked to the kids, some things you weren't happy with. When you talk to your kids about things like that, you've been around teams that have won playoff games, and a lot of times it's little things that make the difference, right? And little things like how your starters are handling themselves on the sidelines during a blowout, or not a blowout, but a game where they're out of the game in a lopsided matchup. Those things are key. How important is it to take care of the little things as you get into those matchups when the margins are very, very thin?
Yeah, and that's it. And that's exactly right. There are no little things. How you do one thing is how you're going to do everything. So if we're going to be undisciplined on the sideline, if we're going to be undisciplined on the field, that's going to cost us in those big time district by district area. Where we're planning on going as far as our program goals. We have to clean that stuff up and make sure that it's addressed now so it doesn't come and bite us later.
Your first year here in the program, you guys lose 3 out of your first 4 games, but you could see, I think the Cleveland game when you went to Rio Rancho in New Mexico, that's a powerhouse program out there. You guys played them tough on the road, long road trip. Seemed like you guys started to turn the corner, and the kids really started to buy in and I think feel comfortable in the system. Do you agree that kind of was a watershed moment?
Yeah,
you guys have been rolling since.
Yeah, absolutely. I think through those first 4 games, it was learning opportunities, and they're still filling out the system. The shift in defense to different schemes in the offense. So those 3 games, I think, was necessary to get us to these points, or to this point that we're at right now. Learned some tough lessons, had some tough conversations with some kids, but I think, like you said, right after that 3, getting into that Cleveland game is where we really got the buy-in from the kids.
Final question for you. You got a couple of big games left. I know it's 1 week at a time, and I'm sure you're going to be out scouting tomorrow night and taking a look at things. As you get into these last 3 games of the year, 2 games of the year now, try to get peeking into playoff time. What's the message to what's the focus of your kids this coming week as you got a big game against Eastlake?
We try not to make it too big. I don't want them playing tight. I don't want them playing to lose. I want them playing to win. So we try to let them know the pressure is what we put as far as building up. To us, we try to go 1-0 every week. There's the game. The next game is the most important game because it's the next, not necessarily with the implications playoff district. Try not to build it too much to where they get in their head a little bit. Just try to let them know this is just another opportunity for us to go out there and play football.
You let guys like me and Felix talk about that, right?
Yes,
there you go.
Absolutely.
Coach, congratulations on the win. Good luck the rest of the season. Hopefully we'll see you come playoff time.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. Mm-hmm.